Hey friends, welcome to our channel which is Skill Tech Club. And today I'm going to show you one of the coolest thing of AI which is going to be used by almost every college student, or it can be used by developers who are learning development on any particular technology or programming language, and also the professionals who wants to use AI with them. Now we are going to see something which is known as vibe coding. Now I don't know whether you heard about this word or not, but it's a very popular term. Uh, Most of the time up to this point, most of my videos are mostly for the experienced and senior level people, and I try to simplify the complex things into that. But this time in this video I have decided that let's do something which is really cool. So I'm going to show you how you can use vibe coding, especially for those who are students or who are new in the development industry. You don't need to learn any programming language or technology the older way like we did actually in our past, but you can do this thing in a much smarter way. How can you do this thing? I'm going to show you this thing with this term called vibe coding. Okay, let's get started with this. So as you can see right now on my screen, I just have a simple Visual Studio Code. For those who are not familiar with Visual Studio Code, it's a free editor. So basically you can do the code editing with this particular one. You can go to code.visualstudio.com. I think I'll give the link in the description of this particular video, where you can download Visual Studio Code free of cost. Once you do that thing, in order to do the lab which I'm going to do right now, and I'm going to show it to you, you need three things. You need one GitHub account with GitHub Copilot so that you can associate with that. You also need something which is basically a Node.js version which you need to install inside that. Now, because this video is just going to be a very short and sweet, I am not going to have a detailed video of what installation is required for this. But I think the smart people who are using modern AI can figure it out, and they can understand that how to install the latest dependencies of Node.js, Visual Studio Code, as well as your GitHub account. Okay, so I hope you'll manage that thing. In my case, I just have my Visual Studio Code open right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to develop some kind of a very short and sweet kind of a game. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create one game using vibe coding without writing a single line of code. Yes, I'm serious about this. Actually, from my childhood, I remember there was a game which was basically a space shooter. I'm going to create a space shooter, which was actually one of the very popular game in 90s and all. But now nobody plays that, because I know most of the Gen Zs are not going to like this thing. But yes, let's see this how we can create this kind of a simple game. So I'm going to click on open folder. I'm going to open one of the empty folder which I've created, which is I've created for the vibe coding only. So this is an empty folder you can see right now. I'm just opening this vibe coding ST for Skill Tech Club. So this is what we are just opening right now. It's an empty folder. And what I'm going to do is in the right side part, I have my build with agent kind of a section selected. Now this is my GitHub Copilot, which is already part of my Visual Studio Code. And what I'm going to do here is it's going to show me that what kind of a thing you want to do, you can specify here. Now you have to focus one thing, that when you're using GitHub Copilot, there are certain options here which are available. Like you can see there's an option for this drop down, that what do you want to do? You want to plan something, you want to ask something to your Copilot. Now you can choose whichever way you want. I am selecting agent here. Now this agent is basically going to help you to develop certain things. Basically this agent is going to work on behalf of you, and is going to do anything for you. Now I'm going to use this agent to develop my application on behalf of me. And that's why I said without writing a single line of code, I'll be developing a game. And this agent is actually going to do it for me. Also, the agent required a specific language model and tools. So if you check right now, I have selected auto, and in that this Claude Haiku 4.5 is something which is selected in my case. If you want, you can try other models as well, but for my purpose, I'm going to use this one. And then right side, we have a configure tool section, which is also available. There are so many tools which you can associate with the agent. I have configured some of the tools, but it's not required right now, so it's perfectly fine. What I'm going to do is I am going to ask to my Copilot whether it can help me with developing some game or not. So I'm just going to ask simple that, hey Copilot, I'm very bad in typing, so forgive me for typing mistakes actually. I'm going to increase this little bit so that you can read this. I'm just saying, hey Copilot, can you help me to create a space shooter game using, let's say I'm going to use one of the JavaScript library which is there, which is 3.js. Now 3.js is a very popular library. You can search about this and you'll get to know. I'm putting question mark after this, and let's see what Copilot is going to say to me. So this is my first prompt. I want you to count number of prompts which I'm going to provide here, because that's basically going to help us in understanding the scenario and time. The moment I added this first prompt, it's saying that, okay, I'll help you to create a space shooter game using 3JS. Let me set up the complete project structure for you. And you can see what it's doing right now is saying generating a plan to create a new workspace. It's going to do that. It's creating a JavaScript folder, assets folder. Now they are saying I'll create a main HTML file, CSS file, and JavaScript game files as well. And I think in these folders, it's actually going to set up all these things. So I just have to wait for a few minutes, sorry, not minutes, few seconds. Hopefully, maybe it will be done in within 1 minute or something like that. It's collecting all the information from internet. It's downloading 3.js as well. It's going to take care of all this thing. Now, while this is happening, let's understand this thing, that this is going to work based on the installed setup associated with your project. So basically, in my laptop right now, I have various SDKs and various programming languages I configured. Node.js is one of them. This is basically going to use JavaScript, which requires Node.js servers, NPM associations with that, and that's actually going to use it. Now it's doing a lot of things here. So it's showing me here that created. There are so many files which it has created. You can see this in the left side. Under the JS folder, I have bullet.js, enemy, game, player. Is showing me index.html, which is the main HTML page in which this project is going to run actually. And then it's also adding some CSS inside that. So these files are created. They are saying that perfectly, I have created a complete space shooter game using 3.js. Here is what you got. And it's showing me that you can have a player control. You can move with arrow keys or AD, shoot with space. Okay. Enemy AI is enemies are going to move and shoot at you. That's perfect. Boss battle is going to be there. Level progression is also going to be there. So these are the things which it has done. To play this, open index.html in your browser and start shooting the game. Features progressive difficulties with each levels or something like that. Now the boss battle every 10 enemies. So it's like every 10 enemies is going to have a boss battle. Fine. They have done 7 file changes inside this. So do you want me to keep this or not? That's what it's asking me. I'm going to click on keep. And the moment I do this, I think this is done. This is done. Now what I have to do is I have to run this index.html somewhere in my browser page. In this also, I'm going to ask this. I know it's mentioned that you can open this index.html in your browser and start shooting, but still I'm going to say second prompt. I'm saying but still I'm going to use my second prompt now. So I'm saying I don't know how to run this game. Can you help me with this? Question mark. Now, obviously, I have to just run the HTML page, and everyone knows that. But it's saying that, okay, in order to do this thing, we need a run push command association with this. So I'm going to click on allow. It's going to run this index.html page with me. It's going to ask me which particular browser I want to choose. I'm using Chrome browser, and you can see it's showing me space shooter, a 3.js game. Start the game. I got the page. I'm going to click on the start game, and okay, I have to use space for this. So I think yeah, I'm able to play. There are some bugs here. The moment I try to shoot, I think game over. So my score is very bad. I think you can see still it's showing me some bugs here, that whenever it's hitting the enemy, it's actually just not able to remove this here. So this is not a very cool game. It's also having some bugs, like whenever the shooting is happening, it's actually not giving me any sound effect. It's not working properly. It's showing me score is 300, which is fine. Okay, so this is like a very basic game which they have created. Let me just get rid of this right now, and I'll go back to this. I'm saying I like this game, but the shooting enemy has to be improved by showing a blast when the bullet hits enemy. And I also want you to add some sound effect in the game. Now, when I'm doing this, this is my third and the final prompt actually. I want to see whether it's doing the enhancements and improvements in this or not. You can see it's also editing my code now. It's going into bullet.js, it's showing certain thing, it's updating that thing. This is vibe coding, and literally you just mention anything inside this and it's going to take care of that. One of the another coolest thing is, suppose if you try to do some changes manually, like if I go to bullet.js because I know JavaScript, and if I try to add some code from my side, and let's say in that I got some error, this can understand that error. It can also help me to fix that as well. This is really cool. This is a modern way to do development, or this is a modern way to learn anything. I'm going to click on keep changes, whatever file changes are happening. Also, why I mentioned students multiple times, because if you're a student studying somewhere in the university, or maybe you're even the student who's in the schools and all, this is something which you can also do. All these particular tools are free right now. Visual Studio Code, Node.js, everything is free. And if you can develop something great with your imagination is going to be the most important part actually. So this is how it is. Things are going on. It will take few more seconds, and then once it is all done, I'll again able to run this application and we'll see whether it's working or not. But I hope this is a very short and sweet kind of a video which I'm showing you with the vibe coding. Um, just to make it interesting, I have used the space shooter game, which I liked actually in my childhood. But yes, I hope you can do something more attractive. You can do something more creative with this. And if you're doing something like that, don't forget to share it with me. I'll wait for your comment in this video, and then you can share what exactly you have created with vibe coding. Let's see, the another version of Space Shooter is available. Let me click on Start Game, and I'm going to, this time I'm getting a sound. Maybe I don't know whether you're able to hear it in my recording or not, but yes, I'm getting a sound whenever I hit space. Also, I think that that bug is still there, but there's no blast which is happening. So I think it has understood certain things, but not everything. But it's still fine. This is a game which is created with I think less than few minutes with only 3 prompts. Obviously, if I improvise this with multiple prompts with more details inside that, my vibe coding is going to help me to improvise that, and then I can maybe make a better version of this game. That's it from my side. Game over from my side, and it's your turn now. So you can start building something cool with the help of vibe coding. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much.